the Pope suddenly appears in a blinding light, leaving everyone staring in shock amidst the chaos. Many wonder how she reached this perilous battlefield. Dolores remains panicked as her mutated father, Humbert, crackles with unstable energy below them. Ignoring the danger, the Pope calmly places her hand on Humbert's glowing shoulder. A golden aura settles the ground. The Pope stands beside the kneeling, mutated man, while Dolores watches from a distance. Dolores looks on in disbelief, realizing the Pope's touch has miraculously halted the explosion. As the dangerous energy vanishes, Humbert's crystalline body crumbles into dust. The Pope quietly watches the glowing fragments float away until he is completely gone. She closes her eyes in a short prayer, then turns to the young woman. With a gentle smile, the Pope tells Dolores to hurry and leave, reminding her that someone important is waiting. She offers one last piece of advice. Do not hide your true feelings, but accept whatever is in your heart. These words resonate deeply. Dolores blushes and nods with determination, trusting the Pope to handle the situation. As Dolores runs across the ruined stadium, the Pope walks toward the transformed headmaster, Winston. She stands firmly before him as he glares down, his demonic heart exposed. Winston stays dangerously quiet, his single red eye glowing at his new opponent. With a calm stare, the Pope confidently announces she will take over the fight. Winston calls her by her full family name, mocking the irony that despite being holy, she shares the bloodline of the disciple who denied God 3 times. He rudely asks why her presence is better than Dolores's, warning her to leave if she only intends to talk. To his surprise, the Pope agrees with his harsh assessment of her family. She admits they descend from a traitor, but explains that the Quo Vadis family still possesses holy power for a specific reason. She shares a secret history known only to her family. The Pope tells of the disciple who betrayed Prophet Lune. Crushed by shame, he hid in the mountains, carving a giant stone statue of the prophet in solitude. Eventually, the man was bathed in golden light as the resurrected Prophet Lune appeared. The glowing spirit asked him 3 times if he truly loved her. Filled with devotion, the weeping disciple confessed his love repeatedly. Hearing this, Prophet Lune smiled warmly and began walking toward the light. Panicking, the disciple chased her, desperately asking where she was going. Turning back, Lune said she was returning to the place she was attacked to save those who hurt her. Witnessing such endless forgiveness, the disciple cried uncontrollably, ashamed of the cowardice he showed to save his own life. The Pope explains that this moment of grace is the true base of their family power. As Dolores runs with a focused face, the Pope says the disciple's question, "Where are you going?" is the origin of their name, Quo Vadis. Sprinting across the field, Dolores reaches a deep understanding. She reflects on the Pope's advice to stop hiding her feelings and accept what is in her heart. Breathing heavily, Dolores finally grasps the meaning. Her confusing feelings for the Night Hound are like water leaking from a broken pot, impossible to hold back, but endless if accepted. Nearby, the bleeding Night Hound prepares for a final stand as the demon, Amdusias, raises a hoof to deliver a crushing blow. The demon stomps with incredible force, shattering the ground. But as the dust clears, Amdusias's red eye widens in surprise. Dolores has stepped in, creating a strong golden shield that fully protects the injured swordsman from the attack. Clenching her fist, which burns with holy light, she commits to the path her heart chose. Accepting her feelings, Dolores releases a wave of holy energy. It washes over the Night Hound as a powerful blessing. Staring down the enemy, she fiercely calls out to the man she knows as Vikir, declaring they will fight together. Headmaster Winston suddenly clutches his head in pain. He is overwhelmed by blue lightning and voices telling him to run. Falling to his knees, a shaking Winston asks the Pope what she did to his mind. She gently places her hand on his face. She asks if his nightmare memories truly contain nothing but human ugliness. Winston's eyes widen as she suggests the demon hid parts of his past. The Pope kindly asks if there wasn't also deep love in that history. Winston screams as a hidden memory forcefully breaks through. He sees his family's home being attacked. A young Winston is carried away by his mother, while his father bravely fights off a violent mob to buy them time. Reaching out helplessly, young Winston watches his father be brutally stabbed by the rioters. Fleeing the attack, Winston's mother is stabbed in the back and falls. She covers her son with a cloak, telling him to stay hidden while she goes back for his father. Terrified, young Winston grabs her hand, begging her not to leave because it is too dangerous. Hearing his plea, his mother looks back with tears. Despite her deadly wound, she pulls him into a hug. She softly admits she doesn't know why this tragedy happened, but tells him the world is not just a cruel place. It is more beautiful and full of love than it seems. Crying, she apologizes on behalf of everyone who hurt them. As her blood pools, she offers a final hug and a deep apology. But the memory is interrupted by a dark voice commanding him to deny. Then, another memory breaks the demon's control. An unconscious Winston on a beach after a shipwreck, and his soaked wife pushing on his chest, desperately trying to save him. Her desperate efforts finally succeed, and Winston violently coughs up seawater, falling back in immense relief. His wife cries out his name, overjoyed that he is alive. Tears stream down her face as she offers a heartbreaking apology, confessing her deep guilt and shame for her cowardly behavior on the ship and pretending not to know him to save herself. Winston gently touches her cheek and weakly tells her it is okay. Smiling softly despite his near-death experience, he tells her he forgives her. Ultimately, she bravely risked everything to return and save him. She holds his hand tightly against her wet face, smiling through tears as she apologizes one last time. She tells him she loves him, but the beautiful memory suddenly shatters. It is violently interrupted by the demon's voice, commanding him to deny the truth. Back on the battlefield, Winston stares at his shaking hands, realizing he finally remembers everything. The demonic rage vanishes from his face, replaced by profound sadness. Tears fall as he realizes his memories were manipulated. The people in his past truly loved him and sacrificed themselves for his sake. The Pope envelopes them both in a warm, glowing circle of holy light. Kneeling, she places a comforting hand on his shoulder and tells him to finally forgive those from his past. With desperate, tearful eyes, Winston asks if someone as sinful as him can truly be forgiven. The Pope smiles warmly, promising him without hesitation that he can be. However, the peaceful moment is instantly destroyed. A sudden, violent spray of blood splatters across the Pope's face, leaving her in absolute shock. She stares in frozen horror at Winston. A massive hole has been blasted through his back and chest, completely removing the purple demonic heart that sustained him.